Gotta get my flag in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Eurovision Hub Hangout episode 3. You are all very, very welcome. Hello to you in the chat. Hello to everybody who's watching back. And of course, hello to our very, very lovely panel. I'm Louise. I'm from Ireland. Let's do our roll call. Hello to Adele from Norway. And Adele's broken.
I'm from Norway.
Oh, here we are. You're back. You're all good. Hello to Nush from the United Kingdom.
Hello.
Welcome. So a lot of you are regulars by now. You know what we're all about. Some of you don't. If you don't, welcome to the Eurovision Hub Hangout, where we just hang out with each other, have fun, have a laugh, discuss national finals, discuss new announcements in the world of Eurovision. And as lots of you probably know, there has already been a lot happening in the last week or two in the lovely, lovely world of Eurovision. So we're going to kick start it. And hello to everybody in the live chat too. We're going to start by talking about some recent announcements that have come up. Now, the first one I'd really like to touch on that I think has excited a lot of people in the Euro fandom is the artist announcement for France with the artist I believe to be called Tom Lieb. Now, have either of you girls seen much about him yet, or is he still a mystery to you?
No, honestly, completely a mystery. I just want it.
What about you, Del?
Yeah,
Still a mystery.
I also waited to hear his song. I haven't heard it yet.
Well, yeah, it hasn't been released yet. The first thing I'll say about him that's jumped out is that a lot of people... Yeah? Oh, no, sorry. A lot of people have commented that he's very easy on the eye. He's a very
good-looking
cat. Yes. And also from looking into his type of music, apparently it's been mentioned that John Mayer is kind of an influence of his, so he's very much into that acoustic kind of sound. So yeah, chat, let us know what you're thinking of Tom Lieb. Another artist announcement that we had this week was for North Macedonia. So now after their really, really good placing this year, their best ever result in Eurovision, 7th place with Tamara.
Still don't get it. I still don't get that.
But they're riding on that wave of success, and they're sending an artist by the name of, let me just make sure I get this right, Nassim Garvanliev. Now, just from looking very quickly at his profile over the last few days, he originally was kind of training as an opera singer, was over in the States, was over in Canada, very accomplished classical singer, and has since returned to North Macedonia and is now kind of releasing more traditional Macedonian Balkan music. So I think that could be something very interesting for North Macedonia going forward. Might be nice to see something in their language.
I think it would be really cool. Like, I like Balkan music a lot, so that's why I'm a bit annoyed about last year's history, because I'm not a big ballad fan. What a surprise! But like, honestly, I'm just not. So when I heard that, I was like, you've got such good Balkan music that you could be using. I personally just did not connect with it at all, and I'm sure loads of you did, because I mean, everyone knows how good they did, but like, it just wasn't my thing. And like, I think they can do really well now that they've got this platform. After last year, they've got opportunities to do really well, and I'm not going to be closed-minded about it, because I think they can do like some really good tunes. So yeah,
I think a lot of people love Balkan music. It's definitely an acquired taste. It's it's, you're either going to love it or you're not going to love it, and I guess that's fine. There's a comment here in the chat that what Nush doesn't like ballads, never. Back to France as well. Our lovely Spanish reactor, Hola Iago, has said, Tom is going to be a flop. You hear it here first. And what I'm seeing is some very friendly French-Spanish rivalry happening already. I'm reading for both Black Shadow and Tom Lieb. I'm sure David has said, I'm sure for France's choice, why France didn't do Destination Eurovision again? That is disappointing. That was actually one of my favorite national finals, but I guess they're taking a different route this year. More announcements that have come this week, just checking my list. We've had artists from the Czech Republic announced. We have Festival de Canção songs from Portugal revealed. Definitely lots of interesting talking points there. We've had finalists for Supernova for Latvia announced. I'm going to butcher this. Songvakenin reveals for Iceland. Lots of excitement for that online. I can only really speak for the Portuguese. I'm usually quite interested in the Portuguese national final. And I've had a listen to some of their clips. And for me personally, Passepartout and Rebellion will be my standouts. Let us know in the chat what you think. Girls, is there anything you want to touch on there? The Portuguese songs, Icelandic songs, or?
I heard Albania's song for the first time. That was the last thing that I know of, like in terms of that. I've been like waiting for everything, all for Eurovision Hub. So like, yeah, I'm not too
don't
sure.
want to spoil the reactions.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. I just want to keep it,
It's a hard balance to strike at times. What about you, Adele?
About what?
What about you? Is there, like, have you listened to any so far? Are there any countries in particular you're looking forward to there? Portugal, Iceland?
I've only heard Albanian. I'm also waiting, like Noosh, for the reaction, so it can be genuine.
I know. It can be tough to wait.
I'm really excited for Lithuania because I'm excited to see if they can find something good this year and like actually send it to Eurovision, because it is often very many good songs in the Lithuanian semifinals, but they always in that song. I'm like, stop.
Well, let's stay on that because I know we were talking about this earlier. We were talking about national finals in general, and I was saying to the girls that personally, I've always found the Lithuanian national final very difficult to follow because it's just a very long process, and the commitment, the commitment flow at times with different things. But you're obviously very invested. So what have you been thinking so far? We had the second heat over the weekend. What did you think?
Sorry, I read something funny. Yeah, like I'm trying to think. Like, someone with my glasses.
Sorry, Adele, what do you think of the Lithuanian heat?
I am not like very excited for any of the songs because also again, like Noosh, I'm not really a fan of ballads.
Thank you.
So, and many of the songs are ballads. So, so I really hope that the third heat is going to be better. But I don't really know.
And last week, was there anything that stood out to you? In last week's heat, was there anything that stood out to you? I think you mentioned earlier Drip.
Yeah, it was a song that is called Drip. It sounds very cringy, but it was the only one that was like something different than all the ballads. And thank God that it made it to the semifinal, because we need something different than only the like slow songs. So it really reminded me of Czech Republic in 2018. Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe we will send that.
I mean, I personally just hope there isn't like too many boring songs this year, because like last year was okay, but when I looked over it in the last year, I was just like, this was not personally the strongest year for music. And I mean, I don't know if it's just because, how music is changing in the industry at the moment, that everything's becoming a bit too mainstream Hollywood like sound. Like there's a certain sound that's, I mean, like even with Chameleon, like with Malta last year, like it's very mainstream. And it's all becoming quite similar. It's either that or a ballad. Like it doesn't seem to be originality anymore.
Very true.
And I just want to. I really hope that there's going to be more artists with completely different sounds. That's why Netta did so well, and everyone got a bit annoyed about that. I was like, well, no, that's really different, and it's good to have something different. Why does everyone think that different's bad? It's not bad. It's just because you're not used to it. That's it.
Exactly. I support you.
Yeah, and speaking of things being different, we should also shout out to Slovenia, a country that I only got to recently visit in the past year. Such a beautiful country. Really recommend it if anybody has ever been. And they had EMA Fresh over the weekend, which I think is such a cool and different concept where they showcased fresh new talent. So they had some qualifiers from that who will go forward to the EMA final. And of course, we come to your country, Adele. The Norwegian second semi-final of Melody Grand Prix took place over the weekend. I only watched some snippets, but I know you watched the show. What do you think?
I saw a comment that from Will Chiang that he was sad about Jaeger yesterday, and I so agree because it is a very different song, and I really hope that that song would come through, but it didn't even make it to the golden final in the semifinals. So that's very sad because I didn't really like the song that qualified.
Rain Alexander.
Yeah. No, it. You know what? It reminded me of "Look Away" from Darude, Finland, and
really?
that's very bad.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say it reminded you of Rasmussen from Denmark, because that's what it reminded me of.
That was only the look, but the song wasn't like...
Kind of, yeah, I know. The staging was very much Rasmussen, and maybe the song "Look Away," which is an interesting mix when you think about it.
Yeah, but really, when you listen to the chorus in the Rain Alexander's song, it's like legit the same melody. Ugh.
It's annoying when they do that, though. It's just like, again, I'm saying, like, just stop copying other years. Like, it's not going to work. Like, you saw what happened. Like, even though Cyprus did do relatively okay last year, it was a copy of Fuego. You don't need, like, and that's a very, I can say this because I have Cypriot family, but I'm sorry, like, the Middle Eastern sometimes, and a lot of Cypriots are like, we're not Middle Eastern, but you're in the Middle East, so deal with it. They always copy songs that they've done well in the other years, and I'm just like, you're not going to do well. Like, what are you doing? You need something different, and people need to stop doing that. But again, like, it's like with anything, if they're going to do relatively quite well, because if it's something quite catchy, people are going to forget, oh, this is what happened last year, and there's a majority of people that haven't heard that song from last year, so they would vote for it. But you know, we would. Yeah.
I feel like that is such an interesting talking point, because I feel like this is something that's just coming up so much, and it's nearly making me think it's something we should actually dedicate a full topic to in one of our Eurovision Hub Hangouts, because this came up last week with Miho and Iago, and it's something that comes up even just all the time on Twitter, from what I can see, within like amongst the fans and stuff, and it's like there's kind of this argument for and against, like, did Fuego change the course of the contest? Because now a lot of what's happening is these kind of pop bops with like ethno drop, as I would call them, that are coming into the contest. To be fair, they're not that new. I mean, my number one from Greece won in 2005. Like, there's that paved the way to a point. And Fuego seems to be the placeholder that everybody now attributes these kind of songs to and compares them to, which is such a compliment to Eleni and Fuego, because you know, obviously she was amazing. She's been very memorable since, probably one of the most memorable runners-up of all time, I think it's fair to say. But it's an interesting point, because some people feel Fuego's not the only pop song out there. There's tons of other pop songs and they're allowed to be similar, but then other people feel, yeah, you don't have to copy Fuego, you don't have to copy Replay, you know, you don't have to copy whatever. So it's such an interesting point. Let's go to the chat really quick. Let me see. There's a lot of talk about ballads, Nush. I think you knew that. Hi Igly, I know Igly from Twitter, great dude, says, ballad is not a boring genre, but it should be very emotional and touching to do well. I think I agree with that. I agree with that.
That I do as well. And I don't hate ballads. I just don't like a lot of them, because they're just, again, regurgitated music. They're just copying from another ballad, and it's got no soul in it, really. Some of them do. and I like some. Like I love Celine Dion. I mean, it's not like I don't listen to her. I do now and then, but the
The
thing
lady who got her start from Eurovision.
God, I'm terrified of what I'm gonna do now. But like on
Will Chang says Rain was too Eurovision, and that was something I wanted to say. I do think Rain Alexander, who qualified from the second semi-final, is going to have big televoting power if he does ultimately go through to Eurovision. It seems like with European audiences, if you put out a Viking, if you put out a reindeer like Norway did last year about the LED, if you put out anything kind of mythical or interesting or any kind of character, Europeans vote for it. So I don't know, maybe someone should like knock off Harry Potter or something like that next year and send out Witches and Wizards or something.
Daniel Craig just comes out Expelliarmus.
James, Daniel Craig?
England did that. It would be the year we'd win. I'm telling you that. Just say.
Sorry, no, did you just mix up James Bond and Harry Potter?
Oh, I thought you literally said something completely different.
No, you said Daniel Craig. He's James Bond.
Oh my God, he is, isn't he? Not Daniel Craig. What's his name? Daniel Radcliffe, though. Daniel Radcliffe. I'm so dyslexic. It's actually shocking. Like the things that I make.
That would make it.
That is so bad, isn't it?
You could just sound like the Queen or like controversial Harry and Meghan.
Well, that's another thing.
That's the chat. Oliver says, I wouldn't mind selling contemporary songs or an up-tempo because I feel like that would trend in the UK more. There'd be more support behind it. Interesting. Or on next point, do you think Demi Lovato could perform at Eurovision? She's meant to be starring in a Eurovision movie, and it would actually be publicity for the contest and the movie. It makes sense. Don't get me started on that movie. I don't want to see it. We don't want it. Guys, let's play a game because sometimes on these live streams we get very serious and we won't have some fun. So, Del, I think you definitely played this with me before. It's a very easy concept. If you haven't seen us playing it yet, you probably have. Country association game. Someone will call out a country, and the other panelists are going to sing the first song that they can think of that comes from that country. So, for example, one that often comes up is San Marino, and everybody just seems to sing Saint Anna or Valentina. So, does anybody else? Do you want to throw out a country first?
Okay.
Join into
Slovenia.
Oh God, another I just ballad when I think of that again. I've got to leave it to Louise for that one. I genuinely,
I've got pink hair.
I never really got that into Slovenia's songs ever because they were quite boring.
I don't know it myself.
Okay, guys, I have one. France.
Oh, just share.
Yeah.
Amir has my heart.
I can't sing the lyrics. That was a great song. Okay, that was so good.
Wow.
I didn't do very well.
I love it.
Great
I
song.
did awful though on the night. I was really annoyed about that when that happened.
The stage was a bit empty, wasn't it?
Very empty. I will say it was a lack of stage presence, but good song.
The chat says, Je suis né ce matin, je m'appelle. Merci.
Merci.
That was a good
Merci,
song.
merci.
Okay.
I want to see the hand emojis in the chat. Merci, merci.
Yes.
Merci.
You need the lights around there, really.
Okay, Nush, give us country.
Okay. Turkey.
Oh. Can you feel the rhythm in my heart?
I thought about this.
Everywhere I can, I'm trying to make you love me again. I'm going to sing, I'm sorry.
Okay, I can't dance clearly either, so it's okay.
What else is a great song?
Trio.
And da 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 da.
Yeah.
Such great hooks. Jude has said, tech.
Yeah.
Love the tech for all the
Okay, speaking of what? Turkey? What? They just left.
Ah,
Never coming back.
please come back, Turkey. We miss y'all. Okay, now it's funny that I just saw because that brings me to my next topic. Okay, that's your spell, everybody, and let's get rid of this. Recently, in the past couple of days, week, Jon Sand, the executive supervisor of the Eurovision Song Contest, has made some interesting remarks regarding the future of the United States of America in the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, as we all are probably aware, the American Song Contest is potentially going ahead soon, and there's meetings on, there's things happening in that sphere. Now, Yana has not for sure yes, the US will be a part of Eurovision or not. However, he has made some remarks saying that their future will be considered depending on how this American Song Contest goes. So he's not saying they're in, but he's not saying no out. So this sent a lot of fans into a tailspin. Chat, let us know what you think, and Adele and Nush, let us know what do you think of this revelation.
Well, I mean, look, someone's already said you were saying no. I mean, I think most people probably agree with that. I don't think. I mean, Australia was different because it is part of the Commonwealth, in my opinion, and I'm saying this coming from. I mean, I have an American boyfriend. I've got no racism or anything to do with that. Like, don't get it twisted. I think it should be our thing, and like, they would just take it over. Like, just give them their own thing, and they've got so many like music shows in America. So many. Music is such an American thing, and I don't think they're going to make it better. I think they would make it worse, and that just. I'm sorry, but music's just not the same thing in Europe, completely. And even Australia's the same thing. Like, they like the same music as we like in Europe. They don't like that kind of music in America as much. And I'm not saying that they don't completely. There's going to be people that like anything everywhere, but it's just keep it separate. In my opinion, it's good how it is. So, yeah.
Adele, what do you think?
I definitely agree. Like, it would not be the same if USA like joined the contest, but it would be like okay for me, but at the same time, I wouldn't just let them if they ask me, but it would be okay if they actually did. Yeah, that was a weird answer.
No, I understand. I think like all around it's mixed, probably mixed to no. We did ask the fans of Eurovision Hub, follow us on Instagram and Twitter if you haven't done already in live chat. On Instagram, our viewers said 80% no, 20% yes. With regard to Twitter, I will tell you now, there was one comment that I thought was quite interesting, actually, or one tweet, I should say, on Twitter. Let me see if I can have it here. Yes, I have it. So on Twitter, it was even bigger, and it was an even bigger margin, with the no side coming in at 90% and the yes coming in at 10%. We had a reply from Aline who just said, no, of course not. That's all I had to say. Then we had a reply from Eleanor who said, I prefer no, but if Australia and Israel can participate, I think USA can also, because it's a little bit of discrimination against them if they can't just because they're from the USA. What do you think of that, girls?
Ooh, it's a difficult thing though, because it's just like, yeah, you don't want to just be like, no, because they're from another country. But at the same time, like, I'm trying to think, like the Super Bowl. Imagine if we did like a Super Bowl. Like, it would be an uprising over there. They'd be like, what are they doing? Oh my God. Like, no, like, honestly, it wouldn't be the same. It never is. It's like with the whole movie scene these days. Everything's just regurgitated, old ideas. We don't want that. We want new things, and also we want the same kind of like, we want Eurovision to be about us. And I think a lot of us would like it to stay the same. And I don't know if that's because a lot of Europe is a bit old-fashioned and you've got, the old traditions in there. But it is nice to have some kind of tradition. Personally, I don't know. I mean, obviously everyone's going to some people are going to disagree, but I personally,
But I've also gotten the feel that many Americans also like to be in Eurovision. As Bella, our reactor, she also said no, she don't want that, and it shows that I think most American wouldn't join it because it's such a Europe thing, and America has so many other things, like you said, Louise, and it's they don't need to be a part of literally everything. Keep Eurovision to us.
So I think it's fair to say there's large enough cultural differences that we wouldn't need to see them. I think maybe that's probably a conclusion I think all three of us are probably on the same page on. There's some interesting views in the live chat. Vanya says, I think this is an excellent point. A Pan-American version would be a better solution, in my opinion. I think that would be a very interesting solution. Carl says, there are more people in the US than all of the countries in Eurovision combined. Never. Not sure if that's true. Some countries in Europe have pretty large populations. Maybe it is. But yes, it's true. The US is a very, very large country, both population-wise and geographically. Italy says, I don't want any more non-European countries to Eurovision. I don't want USA, to be honest. Please no. Eurovision should invite Kazakhstan, Kosovo, etc., not the USA. Yelena says, it's all about the USA, please. At least they could come last instead of other countries. That's a simple thing. Lucas says, I think the US would absolutely ruin the Eurovision Song Contest. No, USA. And Flurry says, I wouldn't mind seeing them personally, but I guess I'm the only one who thinks that. David makes a great point. Some countries in the past those US singers in Eurovision, which is something I didn't think of. Igley says it's all about Europe, US, their own music. Meg has said, majority of the US has never heard of Eurovision. It would be fair for them to come in and take over. So there's a lot of strong opinions going on here. I think going forward, definitely going to be something to watch out for. Now, girls, would you like to play another game?
Yeah, okay. At first I was thinking, I think it'd be okay if they had their own, Eurovision kind of thing, like American Vision. But I think, personally, if that were to happen, it would take the focus would just go to the America one in America. And it's nice that actually they're tuning into something that we're doing for once. It's nice that they do that. It's we're normally always tuning over there. It's nice that it's the other way around for once,
Let us have our thing.
Yeah, they rule the world, so it's just let us have one thing,
I know. It looks definitely to watch forward. And Jana has said that. Well, it was kind of a funny thing. He said it's not going to happen during my time in Eurovision, but as some of us know, he's finishing out his job after this year's Eurovision, so that doesn't give me much comfort that it's not happening this year. But anyway, I don't think it's going to be something we will see definitely soon anyway. So there is that.
No.
Okay, girls, we're going to play a lyric game. So sometimes when there's lyrics from songs, they sound very different when they're read out.
Oh yeah.
In comparison to when they are sung. So I am going to read out some random lyrics from random recent and kind of loved Eurovision songs. So some aren't so recent, but they're loved. And I'll know.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if you girls can spot that Eurovision track just from the strange lyric that I have picked out. So
watch out.
Okay. What is she going to come out with? Okay. The first one is, here we go. Chat. you guys type 2 if you know what the song is, and we're going to call out the first person in the chat to get it.
Yeah, you guys are probably going to do better than me. And
Yeah.
It's hard when it's read out, trust me. Okay, so the first one is, and I have met my destiny in quite a similar way. The history book on the shelf is always repeating itself.
oh crap! I don't know.
This is one of the most loved Eurovision songs of all time. And it was a Kickstarter for this artist's career, who ended up having an international career. So I'll read it again. And I have met my destiny in quite a similar way. History book on the shelf is always repeating itself.
Yeah, is it Waterloo?
Yeah.
Oh, someone what you said and what someone said in the comments made me clock.
That's cheating, though.
Yeah, but ABBA is one of the most famous, like, you know, Eurovision contestants.
Like, so 1 point to Nush, 1 point to Nush. Okay.
Yeah.
The next one is the apocalypse on the day of reckoning. There's a clue in the lyrics. I'll read it again.
Say that again.
It's the apocalypse on the day of reckoning.
What? Rockalypse?
So it's not the apocalypse, the apocalypse on the day of reckoning. So think of rock in Eurovision.
Lordy.
Yeah.
Yes! 1 point to Adele. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, then get in the chat. Lucas got it first. Lucas, Cameron, and Vanya very close behind.
Lucas should be on the panel. He's better than me.
The next one is okay. You ready for this? Sing shooby shooby dat dat shooby shooby dat dat shabba shabba hey shabba shabba hey say all say one.
Oh, no. That's how you write a song. Alexander Rybak.
Well done, Adele. 2 points to Adele.
That was such a random song though when it came out. Like, I think you had the time. You know,
you got it first in the song. I think Carl got it first in the chat. Well done. Okay, next one is take my hand, I'll lead you home. Can you understand you will never be alone?
That could be anything. That literally could be
It's a very recent song, Nush. And Nush, we've seen this song live.
Yeah, but we saw many things live, Louise. Help me.
Take my hand and I'll lead you home. Can you understand you will never be alone?
It's not Darude, is it?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Bigger than us.
Smaller. Yes, it's not smaller, it's
bigger than us!
Bigger. I think Adele got there first.
I said it.
Yeah, she did. 3 to Adele, 1 to us. Also, I think now would be a good time for the chat to spam bigger and for us all to have a bit of a bigger moment. Bigger. Bigger.
No, I thought it was a song from Frozen. I mean, it could be. You never know these days.
True.
Coming from Norway, Adele, we're
always bigger. Okay, girls, we've got 2 more. Okay, this one is to dance or not to dance. It's not a question. Don't live to dance. Dance to live.
I'm so bad at this. I'm just.
You know this. You know.
I know them all. I'm really bad when it comes to like lyrics.
Think of how extra the lyrics are. To dance or not to dance. It's not a question. Yeah. Don't dance.
No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Like
dancing.
That's definitely what it is. All I can think of now with that song is "Hello, everybody. I am Eleni Furera." That's a good day. Okay, are you ready for one more? So I think 3 to Adele and 2 to Nush. So this is the deciding one. Okay. This is a bit trickier, so I'm going to be very impressed if you get it.
Oh, I'm not
Eastern Europe, we love you. Do you like Irish stew?
Is it that weird song by Lithuania that was like?
Eastern European funk.
Yes, yes.
No.
Is
What?
it that?
No.
Oh,
This
sorry.
lyrics again. Eastern Europe, we love you. Do you like Irish stew?
Oh, it's an Irish song, and it must be, surely. It must be the puppet. Did the
Yeah.
puppet?
What's his name?
What's his name? God, that weird puppet.
I don't remember any Irish songs.
He's not a weird puppet.
I'm
I
lost.
grew up
Now,
with
this is not a new song. This is quite old. Like,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
Oh, Dustin the Turkey. That's it.
But I'll be the point. The tie between Adele and Nush. Well done. Good play, girl. You got first in the chat. Which lesson was done first? I think it was Yell and Pevin. Well done. Justin the Turkey is iconic. I stand. We all stand.
Dustin was a breath of fresh air that year. I was like, finally.
2008 was a great year. Great year.
No, it was a good year.
Okay. We are coming on to one of our last segments for today. It's so sad. I'm having so much fun. I don't want to go.
Ooh, yeah.
And this is something hopefully that we can do weekly. So it's Rotterdam Updates. So this is definitely going to be one of my favorite parts of the stream. So just little tidbits of information that are coming from the team in the Netherlands as we're preparing for Eurovision. I have to say that so far I feel like the Netherlands are doing a really good job. They seem really organised. I feel like they're going to be really good at producing a show on such a massive scale. As we know, I know Nush, you're a fan of Dutch music, so I definitely think their opening and interval acts are really, really good. Speaking of those, one of their recent updates, which I thought was really cool, is for the flag ceremony that they have at the beginning of each grand final in Eurovision. The music is being produced by DJ Peter Gabriel, who is a 15-year-old DJ in the Netherlands. Isn't that really exciting for him?
That's so good, because this is the thing. This is why when I heard about, Netherlands being, the host, I was just like, this is going to be amazing. It's like Sweden. They've got the best DJs out there. Everyone comes from the Netherlands. Like, it's crazy. And as a fellow DJ, like I just know how much talent there is and how much they can create such a good show. So if they do badly, I'm going to be annoyed, because like they have got a lot of people that they can use, and the fact that they've got a 15-year-old just shows that the talent that they have, like, it's just ridiculous. Like, they're going to do a good show. I'm telling you that.
For sure. Adele, are you looking forward to the edition in the Netherlands?
Yeah, and it's so impressive that it's only 15 years old. Like, that's younger than me.
What are doing with our lives? Like, this guy's already on Eurovision.
And I think definitely something I've noticed with the Netherlands, because I'd be a big fan of Junior as well, is that they're really good at giving opportunities to their younger folk.
Yes,
and to their younger people. Like, definitely out of all the countries in Junior Eurovision, they do their national final the best. They like really give a great platform to all the young performers who compete to go to Junior Eurovision, and they give them an experience of blogging. They get to do loads of interviews, all that kind of thing. And even, one of their entries in Junior Eurovision a couple of years ago, Kisses and Dancing, one of the girls who was in that band, her name is Stefania, and she's become a bit of a star, a young star in the Netherlands. She's really popular, and there's rumors she's actually of Greek descent, maybe a parent or one of her grandparents or something is Greek, but she now lives in the Netherlands. There's rumors that she's actually going to go for Greece in Eurovision. So she's a Dutch girl, and she's only 17, so another really young person who's possibly getting a great opportunity this year. It's really nice to see. I like seeing people give a chance out of the same old faces. There's countries who just recycle the same people. So just give somebody new chance. As much as I love Sergei Lazarev, no hate. Another announcement of Dutch artists and people that's come out, which I think is super exciting, is every single Dutch representative that has gone to Eurovision for the Netherlands is being invited to the contest. So it's the 65th edition of the contest this year, which is a bit of a landmark. And every single Dutch contestant has gone, being invited, which I think is really nice. Can you girls that are in the chat, can you think of any contestant stands out who you love to see involved in Eurovision coming back?
Well, Kevin Deering has just said Venga Boys, and I think that's the best thing ever, because anyone that knows who Venga Boys are, they're just the best people, and they are Dutch, and I would love to see them represent. Yeah, they're big time Dutch. They're proper Dutch. Like, you should see them perform. They're proper Dutch.
Did they go to Eurovision though? I don't think they did.
I don't think so. No. They're not a European guys, but I'm saying that they are, like, they would do so good. Imagine if they did, like, they've not done anything since the early 2000s. Imagine if they came as the, like, performing on there. I would, like, die. Like, I will die.
Unfortunately for you, Nush, they have already announced their art for this year, and it's not about the boys. Singer-songwriter.
No, I know.
In terms of the Dutch contestants that they're fighting back, who are you, like, the people who have gone for the Netherlands? Who you could? For me, and I know we got a lot of this on Instagram and on Twitter when we asked. For me, Anouk and the Conlon, very exciting. Also because it's kind of well known the Conlon aren't together anymore. So that would be an interesting dynamic if they come back together and sing Calm After the Storm, because I love that song. Any others that's stunning to you girls in the chat?
Well, you might need to repeat. I didn't hear anything you said. Sorry, Louise. What did you say?
Oh, sorry. My connection has been great today. I do apologise. Just in terms of, I was just saying, I'm looking forward to seeing Anouk and Con Lynette's coming back. I loved the song Calm After the Storm. And is there any such contestants you guys would be excited to see?
It's weird with the old, like you're talking about old Dutch contestants. Like I don't know, because I have always been very hit and miss with actually what they like show in Eurovision, because they don't actually show a lot of electronic music. It's more country and, you know, a bit more classy stuff, which is not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, because anything different in my eyes is good. Like, I don't like anything that's, you know, too mainstream. But, like, you know, like, I think it'd be interesting to see who they actually have in the end. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
They can all go. Anybody stand out to you, Adele, or are you looking forward to seeing all of them? Oh no, Adele is frozen.
Adele's frozen.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm
back. Is there anyone you're looking forward to seeing, or just all of them?
To be honest, like, I don't remember any Dutch songs.
Fair.
From the past.
It's a hard thing to put on the spot.
So,
good point. Because that's why I thought the same thing, because I was just like, a lot of them are a bit slower than, you know.
Yeah. No, she's off a bit of a Venga Boys epidemic in the chat. So Carl has said, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Jeffrey says, we're going to
boom, boom. They do so many good songs, guys. Like, check them out. I mean, if you're not into like that crazy frog kind of sound, then fair enough. Like, not your thing. But like, they have got good music. Like,
but no, Jeffrey has said we're going to Ibiza, and I just would have thought, I stand Spain in Eurovision. So Spain, can you please win this year? We all go to Ibiza, and then that'd be the theme song of Eurovision 2021. Well, we're going to Ibiza.
You know what? If I was the Spain one and they did it in Ibiza, that would be a good send off.
Here for it.
Great.
Zipperling says, OG, good to see, and Anouk. Elliot, hi Elliot. Says, hello, Elliot. Miss you too, Elliot. Lots not. We need to catch up soon. My friend from ESE Fan TV, big fan of Elliot. Question. ESE says, ladies, you are amazing and you know so much about our beloved ESE. So nice to watch these live videos. That is so nice. Thank you,
That is really
officially. Thank you.
Thank
Colin Lynette mentioned Ilse de Lang must perform. She would be great. She was in the Colin Lynette, and she was Duncan mentor this year, so I'd love to see her performing. Anya agrees, says Ilse needs to perform. Yella says Kensington could be a great interval act. I don't know them. Anything more? Someone's put Usual Push Peppa lyrics in the chat for me. Thank you, Igley. I love them all. One of the greatest Eurovision songs. Okay, well, I think that's all we've had time for today, but I don't know just yet. I want to ask one more question, both to my lovely friends on the panel and also to our live chat. So let us know in the live chat what you think. My question is, what type of winner are you hoping to see this year in Rotterdam? So it can be in terms of what genre you like to see, what type of song, what type of staging, what type of performer. Is there any country in particular you root for? Adele, I'll come to you first. Is there anything that's standing in your mind in terms of what you'd like to see winner?
Well, like, I see something like completely different than we've ever seen before. I don't think if I stop there. But yeah, something completely different and something that is not like only electronic, because I feel like literally every music today is only like electronic stuff. But I would like to see something with like actual instruments maybe, and yeah, maybe a country that we don't really are used to see high on the lists. That would be very fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Instruments bring live orchestra, that's what I say. Nosh, what about you?
Weirdly, I mean, obviously I love my electronic music, but it's something about Eurovision that I love is the ethnicity. And looking back at all of our reactions, I genuinely, for the newest songs in the last few years, I've realized just how there's a lack of that. There's not as much traditional music in there. And I would love to see some more of that. I really would. Like the Middle Eastern countries, especially, and Balkan, you've got so many good traditional songs out there that could be made into a upbeat contemporary sound. Like you can do it. And Netta did it. Good example. Fuego, that was it. All the big, really popular songs in Eurovision are normally, there's an element of that, and I want to see a bit more, just a bit more, a little bit less of this, trappy sound that's coming in. I don't like that, but I sound like a grandma, but no, genuinely, I just want to see more instruments and the Adele, exactly that. We need more instruments for sure. So
I like that. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Something different, something with live instruments. Yeah, I think paired. I mean, I keep thinking of the Common Lynette because they were my winner in 2014. I know Ilse and Waylon probably weren't actually playing live, but just the fact that they had the guitars in hand and it was so intimate and the black and white track, just something like that in their back would be so beautiful. And I'm biased, but in the countries I actually do feel like Ireland could do. We're really good at acoustic things. We're good at pared back songs. We have tons of singer-songwriters in Ireland. And if we send something really understated and something really intimate, I think we actually could do well. Also in terms of bias, as some of you know, I live in Australia, and I personally would actually see Australia win purely for the drama, purely topsy-turvy tailspin it would send fans into. Europeans coming as one Eurovision. What? It's going to be hosted. It's going to be hosted in Sydney. What's happening now? People know it would not be hosted in Australia. Nobody can afford that. It's going to happen in Germany or the UK if Australia win. And other country that I would be super psyched to see win. Well, there's actually two for the Mediterranean. Definitely Mediterranean girl by heart. Spain and Italy would totally love to see them winning out. You also might notice during the broadcast and at the beginning of the broadcast that we now have some lovely merch. So this is a really, really exciting thing for Eurovision Hub this year. We're releasing some merchandise. I'm going to post a link in the chat. Now we're also going to put it in the bio after the video has gone up. We don't just have mugs, we have t-shirts, There's
Everything. There's so many things.
So many wonderful things. We've got t-shirts that say Saldi, that say Fuego. Really, we're looking into you guys. I'm post the link in the chat now. We'll post the link after. If you're OS, you're right, you can get a discount. So Nush, your discount code is
Nush 10. It's the same with all of our names. I think we're 10 at the end, I believe.
Yeah. So whichever reactor you want to put in, you could put in Adele 10, you could put in Louise 10, you could put in Luke 10, Iago 10, Chloe 10, Nicola 10, whoever you want to put in. And you can have a look at our merchandise. I'm going to read out a few parting words from the live chat, just about what the winner we want to see this year. So let me see. Vanya said, I'd like to see a band winning. Latvia, Latvian, Amazon. Yalashvik, a band. Jude wants
a band would be good though, because we've not had really anything like that in a while. Like, I think the biggest band I think of is Lordi that won. A big, cool big band that's like, you know, all about, you know, the different components. I think it would be really cool to have something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely on board with that. Not even winners, a lot of people are saying. Don't cry, Nush. Iggy has said power ballad with special effects like holograms that makes you cry. Kevin just said Ireland. Love you, Kevin. Luke said ethnic would be great. Meg has said I love a dark winner rather than a bookie's favorite. Like Nush, I also love electronic music, so I'd love that to be the winning genre. Kevin is with the group. Italy, Spain are a country that has won yet. They have won Oliver, but they haven't won in a while, so it would be good to see them winning. Carl says, predicting the Greek power ballad winning this year, maybe a Victor Crone from Sweden with an up-tempo song. I'm very biased, but if Sweden match Ireland's record in Eurovision with 7, I think I might cry. Sweden, you're more on second afterwards, but you're not allowed to, because our only claim in Eurovision that we're still technically the best country. So I'm biased. Isn't it? Mimi says, I'm not reading for any country in particular, but I'd love to see a song in language which is in English.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
It would be really nice. Like, no one anymore. I think people are afraid, though. We live in a society, unfortunately, that is quite impatient. So not having it in English is a bit risky, but at the same time, I'm sure a lot of people want something. We need 2020 is the year of fresh air to be blown into Eurovision. I'm telling you, I'm predicting it. It's with everything. Like, the last decade has been a crazy decade of just the same thing. I think we're all ready for it. So bring it on.
I love that. Like, fresh air. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on that note of fresh air, we are going to head off and we're going to see you in the next episode of Eurovision Hub Hangout. We hope you can join us next week, same place, same time. And thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for joining in the chat. I want to say a big thank you to Adele. Goodbye. And a big thank you to Nush. Goodbye. And on our trusty team again.
We'll be back. We're so crazy. My God. We're nuts, but it's okay.